ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 7, scheduled incarnation, text 40. Text 42 actually. Which one did you read yesterday?
The one that starts with Vishnu.
Oh, I see, okay. Okay, so you did 40 yesterday. Yeah, that's right. Nantang Bidami Aham Ami Munayo Urga Yas Te Maya Balasya Purusasya Uta Avara. I'm sorry, Kutaha Avara Ye Gayan Gunan Dasha Shatanana Adi Devaha Sheshaha Adhunapi Samabhyasati Nasya Param. Nantang vidamyaham amimunayo grajaste. Nantang vidamyaham amimunayo grajaste. Maya balasya purushasya kuto varaye. Maya balasya purushasya kuto varaye. Gayan guna dasha shatananad adi deva. Gayan gunan dasha shatananayadi deva. Shesho dhunapi samavasyati nasya param. Shesho dhunapi samavasyati nasya param. Nantang vidamyaham amimunayo grajaste. Maya balasya purushasya kuto varaye. Gayan gunan dasha shatananayadi deva. Shesho dhunapi samavasyati nasya param. Nantang vidamyaham amimunayo grajaste. Mayabalasya purushasya kuto varaje. Gayan gunan dasha shatananayadi deva. Shesho dhunapi samavasyati nasya param. Na, never. Antam, end. Vidami, do I know. Aham, myself. Ami, and all those. Munayaha, great sages. Agrajaha, born prior to you. Te, you. Mayabalasya, of the omnipotent. Purushasya, of the personality of Godhead. Kutaha, what to speak of others. Abaraha, born after us. Ye, those. Gayan, by singing. Gunan, the qualities. Dasha Shata Ananaha, one who has 10,000 faces. One who has 10,000 faces. Adi Devaha, the first incarnation of the Lord. Sheshaha, known as Shesha. Adhuna, until now. Api, even. Samavashyati, can achieve. Na, not. Asya, of him. Param, limit. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Neither I nor all the sages born before you know fully the omnipotent personality of Godhead. So what can others who are born after us know about Him? Even the first incarnation of the Lord, namely Shesha, has not been able to reach the limit of such knowledge, although he is describing the qualities of the Lord with 10,000 faces. Please repeat after me. Neither I nor all the sages born before you know fully the omnipotent personality of Godhead. So what can others who are born after us know about Him? Even the first incarnation of the Lord, namely Shesha, has not been able to reach the limit of such knowledge. Although he is describing the qualities of the Lord with 10,000 faces. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The omnipotent personality of Godhead has primarily three potential manifestations, namely internal, external, and marginal potencies, with unlimited expansions of these three energies. As such, the potential expansion can never be calculated by anyone, because even the personality of Godhead Himself, as the incarnation of Shesha, cannot estimate the potencies, although He has been describing them continuously with His 1,000 faces. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नान्तं विदं महम अमी मुनयग्रजास्ते माया बलस्य पुरुषस्य कुतो वराजे गायन गुणान दश शतानन आदि देवः शेषो धुनापि समवश्यति नस्य पारम। Neither I nor all the sages born before you know fully omnipotent personality of Godhead. So what can others who are born after us know about him? Even the first incarnation of the Lord, namely Shesha, has not been able to reach the limit of such knowledge, although he is describing the qualities of the Lord with 100 faces. So, who is saying this? He's saying I and you. So, who is the I here? I here is Lord Brahma. And who is the you? Narad Muni. Brahma is telling Narad about the mystery of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Naham Nantang Vidam Maham. Vidami. Vidami means I know. And Na Antam. I do not know the end. That means I cannot fully conceive of this personality, nor did the Munaya. Munaya are the great sages. And Agrajaste. Agraja means Agraja. Ja means born. Agra means before. So those great sages who were born before you, none of us know about him. So that is how inconceivable the Supreme Personality of Godhead is. Yesterday we were discussing that how one cannot get to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead by any endeavor. Then in the evening also in the seminar of Madhurya Kadambini also the same topic came up. The only way that one can know the Supreme Personality of Godhead only when he reveals himself to that person. He is saying, Naham Prakasha Sarvasa Yogamaya Samadhita. I am not Prakasha. Prakasha means manifest. Na aham Prakasha. I am not manifest. Sarvasya to everyone. Yoga Maya Samavritaha. I am covered by my Yoga Maya, by my internal potency. So Krishna is the supremely independent Swarat. Therefore, he reserves the right to reveal himself. Because he is independent, no one can force him, no one can compel him. Oh Krishna, you have to let me see you. No, that won't work. Because Krishna is completely independent, he doesn't care about what we want, what we think. Once Prabhupada mentioned, do you think that Krishna is your father's servant? That you will call Krishna, come Krishna, I want to see you, and Krishna will appear? He used that expression. Is he your father's servant? Like you call a servant, come here, and Krishna, and like that Krishna will come. No, Krishna is completely independent. And he is our master. We can't command our master. We cannot say, well, I have done this for you, therefore master, you have to do that. Well, in democracy that happens. In the world of democracy, but in the spiritual world there is no democracy. The spiritual world believes in autocracy. There is no democracy in the spiritual world. Not by vox populi. Not by the people, for the people, of the people. The spiritual world is the domain of the demigods, devas, and the devotees. There is no room for demons going crazy. So, we have to understand that that is the way we have to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. With a submissive attitude. Pranipatena. We have to approach Krishna by offering obeisances to him. Offering obeisances means, what's the meaning of the offering obeisances? We so readily offer dandavats, offer obeisances. But what is the meaning of it? I think if we properly understood the meaning of dandavat, offering obeisances, then we would think twice before we offer obeisances. Offering obeisances means that I am surrendering myself to you, submitting myself to you. You can do whatever you want to do with me. And not only we must approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we also have to approach the devotees of the Lord with that attitude. Surrender. So the secret is surrender. We surrender and then the Lord becomes pleased with us. Now, here is another consideration. We may surrender to the Lord, but He will not be convinced. We may say, Krishna, I am surrendered to you. Krishna will not be convinced. Krishna won't believe us. How to prove our surrender to Krishna? By surrendering to Krishna's representatives, the devotees. So the way to surrender is by surrendering to his devotees. Therefore Krishna says that those who say that they are my devotees, they are not my devotees. Those who are my devotees, I consider them to be my devotees. Because if we say, Krishna, I am surrendered to you, Krishna is so far away. Now do we, although Krishna sees us, but we are not seeing Krishna. Sometimes we can take an easy way out. Yeah, I am surrendered to Krishna. Only when Krishna tells me, I'll do it. Now Krishna may tell us, but do we have the ability to hear Krishna speaking? We don't. Therefore we have to surrender to somebody who we can hear. And those are the representatives of Krishna who are present on this planet. They are here. And we can hear. And when he says, well, do this, we approach him by saying, I'm surrendered to you. Now what does it mean, surrender to you? Whatever he asks us to do, we have to do that. That's the meaning of surrender. So if somebody say, if we approach somebody with admitting our surrender, offering our surrender, but then when that person asks us to do something, then we don't do that. Then what happens? That means we are not surrendered. Surrender means we have to submit. Just as Arjun did. Nashto moha smritir labdha tat prasada mayachita. Now my bewilderment is gone by your mercy, Krishna. Achyuta. And Kodishe vachanam tava. I will do whatever you ask me to do. So that is the surrender. Whatever you ask me to do, I will do. Now Arjuna was fortunate because Krishna was present in front of him. Arjuna could see Krishna, Arjuna could speak to Krishna, Arjuna could directly hear Krishna. But we are not so fortunate. But doesn't matter. Okay, we cannot hear Krishna, but we can actually hear those who are representing Krishna, those who are actually instructing according to the instructions of Krishna. They are the Krishna's representatives. And we have to be surrendered, we have to be submissive to that representative of Krishna. And we have to act according to their instruction. Because that's the thing, like we cannot stay without acting even for a moment. Nahi kaschit kshanam api jatu tishtati akarma krit. Nahi kaschit kshanam api. Kshanam means even for a moment. Kshanam api. Even for a moment. Jatu tishtati. Tishtati means stay. Akarma krit. Without doing something. Without doing anything. So we have to always do something. You have to always do something. Now what should we do? That's the question. What should we do? Yes, the instruction is act according to the instruction of the devotees. Those who are representing Krishna. And Krishna is omniscient. Krishna is seeing everything. And when Krishna sees that we are surrendering to his devotees wholeheartedly, then Krishna will bestow his mercy upon us. Now the question may arise here, what if that devotee is off? It may happen. It happened. Time and time again it happened. Sometimes the devotees have surrendered to somebody. Junior devotees surrender to somebody who is not really 100% tuned up to Krishna, who had their personal motivation. They had their personal agenda. They were not representing Krishna 100%. Now the answer to that is, Krishna being omniscient, when he sees that you are surrendering to that person, thinking him to be Krishna's representative, Krishna will recognize your surrender. Although that person may have spiritual difficulty. The person who is not representing Krishna, he may have spiritual difficulty. But those who are surrendering to him, thinking him to be Krishna's representative, even though he is not properly representing Krishna, still Krishna will reward those who are surrendering to him. And that is Krishna's omnipotency. Krishna is seeing. Krishna is seeing. And Krishna will, it's something like somebody is representing a company and he embezzles the money. So in Ujjain there is an agency house of something, some big company. So Ujjain has the agency house of a big company. Think of a big company. What's a big company? Okay, Chan. Huh? Reliance. Okay, good. Reliance. Now he is representing Reliance, and somebody wanted to buy something from Reliance and gave him the money. And that person, he takes the money and runs away. Does it happen sometimes? Sometimes it happens. Now, how will Reliance treat this person? A respectable, reputed company like Reliance, how will it treat the person who paid the money? Won't Reliance say, okay, I'll honor the money that you have paid. Although the person has embezzled that money, also he ran away, stole the money and ran away. But because you have given the money in good faith, I will honor your payment. Isn't that how a reputable company deal with their clients? Now, if in a material platform people act like that, what to speak of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the most credible, who is the most just and honorable. Krishna will reward us. Therefore, when it comes to surrender, there is no need to worry about anything. Well, you are representing Krishna, I will surrender unto you. In one of the Puranas, there is a story. I forgot which Puran it is. It is, the story goes like, if I remember clearly, there was a swan in a lake, and one unscrupulous person, he came to catch the swan dressed as a Vaishnava. So others informed the swan that please don't go near him, because he is a crook. He wants to kill you and eat your flesh. So be careful, don't go to him. Then the swan said that just because he is dressed like a Vaishnava, I will respect him. I will not mistrust him. Just because he is dressed as a Vaishnava. Because if I mistrust him today thinking that he is not really a representative of the Lord, then someday if I come across a real Vaishnava, and we may think that he is not a Vaishnava, I don't want to take a chance. And that Vaishnava, that crook who was dressed as a Vaishnava did that. He tried to catch the swan. But what would have happened in a situation like that naturally? Because he trusted that person to be a representative of the Lord, that person was taken care of by the Lord, and the swan was rewarded. So Krishna is omnipotent, Krishna is omniscient, Krishna is omnipresent. So Krishna will always protect his devotee. And who is the devotee? One who surrenders unto Krishna. So everyone, big or small, every devotee should be extremely concerned about their situation as a surrendered soul unto the lotus feet of the Lord. Big devotee means big surrender. That is how a devotee is recognized. One will be one's recognition of advancement will be judged or measured by the degree of surrender. A neophyte, what is the meaning of a neophyte devotee? Kanishta adhikar. He is not surrendered enough. That's why he is Kanishta, neophyte. But who is an advanced devotee, Uttamadhikari, who is 100% surrender. So it is the surrender which is the measuring stick of our degree of devotion. And one thing we can be rest assured, that when we surrender unto Krishna and his representatives, we can never go wrong. We can never go wrong. And those who are accepting, those who are pretending to be representatives of Krishna but do not represent Krishna, Krishna will take care of them. Therefore, we have to be very careful that we properly represent Krishna, especially when we are in senior position, when we are in leadership position. We have to be very, very careful that we are properly representing Krishna. Properly representing Krishna means whatever comes to me is handed over to Krishna. When devotees come and surrender, what should be a leader's attitude? Not that, oh, he is surrendering unto me. No. He is surrendering to Krishna. And I, as Krishna's representative, what's my duty? Just offer his surrender, offer his service, offer his offerings, everything to Krishna. And it has been described in the scriptures. That's the difference between a demigod and a demon, a devotee and an asura. Devotee, whatever comes to him, he immediately passes on to Krishna. He doesn't hold anything. Whereas a demon, whatever is meant for Krishna, he just takes it for himself. Devotee's attitude is, idam Krishnaya na mama. This is for Krishna, not for me. And demon is, everything is for me. Who is Krishna? That is a demon. Now the choice is given to every individual. You want to become a devotee or a demon? The choice is very simple. Want to become a devotee or a demon? If you become a devotee, your life will become successful. Your life will become full of joy. If you become a demon, for the time being you may enjoy, but eventually you'll be punished by Krishna's divine arrangement. So for us, the option is very open. We have come here to become a devotee of Krishna. So, to be a devotee means to be surrendered to Krishna. To be surrendered to Krishna means to be surrendered to Krishna's representatives. Those who are accepting our service and surrender on behalf of Krishna. In this respect, Prabhupada gives the example of a post box. Post box. There is a post box in the middle of the road, or not middle, side of the road. I don't see post boxes nowadays. Maybe people don't write letters anymore. They all are actually accessing through email, internet, computer. I remember in street corners when I was young, there used to be a red letterbox, and there used to be written, and then when would be the next clearance? 3:30. And we would give the letter, and at 3:30 somebody will come, collect the letters, and then he will change the time. Next clearance will be 10:30 in the morning tomorrow. And we post the letters in the letterbox. That letterbox is just in the middle of the road, just by the side of the road. We put the letter there, a letter that has been addressed to America, England, Japan. We are putting it in the corner of the road in a letterbox. But the letter will reach the destination where it has been addressed to. So that is the representatives of Krishna. Krishna's representatives are like that. They are available right in front of us. They don't have to become Krishna. A letterbox is not the mailing system. The letterbox is standing there and receiving the letters. And the whole system is there to take the letters and deliver them. The whole postal system is there. Somebody is coming and collecting it. There used to be a man coming wearing khaki kurta and trousers with a khaki big bag. And he would come and empty the letterbox, take all the letters, and he would go to the post office. And in the post office, letters would be sorted out. And then they would be stamped. And then according to the destination, they'll be dispatched. Some letters are local letters. Those are meant for just Calcutta. Another sorting will be letters that are meant for Bengal. Then the letters that are meant for different parts of India. Then the letters that are meant for foreign countries. So in this way the letters will be sorted out and dispatched. Now is the letter box the whole mailing system? No. It's just a part of the mailing system. Similarly, as devotees, we are a part of a wonderful system that Krishna has organized, Krishna has arranged. Like here, how we are functioning or how we are meant to function, we all are different parts of ISKCON. And we simply have to perform what we are meant to do. If you are a GBC, you are performing in a certain way. If you are a temple president, you are performing in a certain way. If you are a departmental head, you are performing in a certain way. In this way, different devotees are performing in different ways. But we all belong to one system. That is ISKCON. And then again, ISKCON is a part of another bigger system. And in this way, ultimately, everything goes to Krishna. So we simply have to become a part of this massive arrangement that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has made. It is not that we have to become a superman to become a devotee of Krishna. We don't have to become a superman. We have to become an honest man. We have to become honest. Even we are an insignificant person meant to render some insignificant service. Let's honestly render that service. And that honesty, ultimately the honesty is idam Krishnaya nama. This is for Krishna, it's not for me. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Does anybody have any question?
In the analogy of the post box, we also had the same system, but later on, at the time when we grew up, the postman was very reliable, and you knew that your letters would. Later on, the rascals started opening the letters and taking the money out, and your letters would not arrive at its destination. So in the parampara, can the service be interrupted like that?
Yeah, then Krishna takes care of those rascals. Did you see that?
Yes. But the anxiety caused to individuals, so how do they overcome that anxiety of not knowing, because they were expecting the letter to arrive and the message, but now the letter had been destroyed along the way. So they've lost maybe some faith in the system. How do they then recoup that?
No, the thing is that, you see, material systems may be defective, but Krishna's system is faultless, immaculate. Krishna doesn't make a mistake. Right? Krishna may take time, right? Krishna may take time, but he never makes a mistake. Actually, after all, Krishna is giving eternity, so you have to give him some time. We deal with 24 hours a day, but Krishna is dealing with eternity. But that is the thing, like Krishna will take care. If somebody is not performing properly, if somebody is dishonest, Krishna will take care. And our concern should be, let me not become dishonest. dishonest. Let me not become disloyal. Let me just perform. Because we are serving a very, very special person now. Yes.
And today we say to become a devotee also means to surrender to Krishna. So the more we surrender, we get to build this body.
On our part, we have to surrender. And the rest will automatically happen. The love, yes, the love is the ultimate cause of bondage, the ultimate cause of attraction and the bond. But that will not happen artificially. It will happen naturally. And that's why it's better to wait for that to happen. Like Prabhupada used to give an example that in the childhood, a boy and a girl, although they're mixing with each other, they don't feel anything for each other. But when they reach their youth, then all kinds of crazy things start to happen, completely out of their control, right? They feel an intense attraction for each other, which, although they knew each other for many, many years, but it never happened. So in course of time, that natural attraction will happen, will develop. So it's like, just as, like when this girl and boy who knew each other since their childhood, in their youth, all of a sudden they feel some strange things happening in the heart and feeling an inconceivable attraction for each other. So it's a matter of growing up and reach that age, reach that state. And then automatically it will happen. So with Krishna also, we can't artificially develop our love for Krishna. We can just keep on rendering the devotional service in Vaidhi Bhakti, which is surrender and hearing and chanting, rendering devotional service, reading the scriptures, hearing from advanced devotees. And in this way, as we practice the process, in course of time, we will achieve our spiritual maturity. And in that state of spiritual maturity, love for Krishna will automatically happen. There's no need to artificially try to display something. And that's the problem with the Sahajiyas. You see, they artificially try to pretend that they are big devotees. What's the use? If the heart did not develop that natural attraction for Krishna, what is the point in externally displaying that we have developed that attraction? Yeah, in this respect, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave a very humorous example. He gave the example that if a barren woman ties a pillow around her belly and pretending as if she has got pregnant and begins to scream as if she got labor pain, will she be able to give birth to a child? So similarly, Krishna consciousness is a matter of natural development. So let us develop that natural attraction for Krishna. And it will happen. It will happen. Because it is there in our hearts. And in the Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami is giving the example. Just like a baby, a human baby, human child, when it's a child it cannot walk. But it has the ability, propensity to walk. And in course of time the child begins to walk. Similarly, Krishna consciousness, love for Krishna is there, dormant in our hearts. And eventually it will awake if we go through proper practice. So we all are in ISKCON to render that practice, learn through practice, through Vaidhi Bhakti. There is no need to pretend that I am a big devotee. And to begin with also, big devotee means who thinks that he is not at all a devotee. So if you want to become a big devotee, then you say, you pretend as if you haven't become a devotee as yet. That will be a safer situation than thinking, oh, I am a big devotee. I am experiencing the Ashtashatvik Vikar, the 8 symptoms of ecstasy. Ecstasy is not meant to be pretended. Rather, ecstasy, a devotee keeps it hidden. He doesn't want to display it to others. He keeps it hidden. If you have the ecstasy in the heart, will you care whether externally it is manifest or not? Rather, you will try to keep concealed within your heart and not try to let it out. What you are experiencing, you know what you are experiencing. So keep it experiencing at the depth of your heart yourself. What's the point in getting a lot of recognition as a big devotee, but you couldn't become a devotee? What's the point in getting that recognition? What's the point in being recognized by the whole world while Krishna doesn't recognize you? On the other hand, if Krishna recognizes you, what difference does it make when the whole world doesn't give you any recognition? Yes?
If some put 100% faith in some guru, if thereafter he come to know that he is not 100% devotee of Krishna, representative of Krishna, and he withdraw himself from that guru, it is under the planning of Krishna or all is come under the planning of Krishna when he withdraw himself from.
You see, to begin with, to be a guru, you don't have to become 100% pure. There are different types of, because a guru also, say for example, sometimes in school, a senior boy is asked to teach in a junior class. Does it happen? Like a senior student in the same class may be given, he becomes a monitor. Okay, you control, you manage this page. Right? So guru is not, doesn't have to be 100% pure or 100% surrender. He has to be a sincere follower of Krishna. And if he is a sincere follower of Krishna, then he will be able to execute his responsibility. Like as you were saying, he starts to act as a guru, thinking that he is 100% surrender. But then he realizes that he is not 100% surrender. Then he says, well, I'm not going to be a guru. The whole premise is wrong. Right? The guru, as I mentioned, he has to be sincere representative of Krishna. Whether it is 100% or 200% or 5% or 1%, that's not a consideration. His thing is that these people are suffering in this world, let me help them to go to Krishna. That is the role of a guru. Alright?
If someone withdraw from that guru, it is under the planning of Krishna that he is deprived of from Krishna.
What's that?
If someone leaves the association or devotees or a particular institution after having been maybe cheated by a guru, is it Krishna's plan that he left? Is it Krishna's arrangement for him to leave?
Who left, the guru or the disciple?
The disciple.
Kaun, guru or disciple? Disciple. Yeah, disciple shouldn't leave. He should find another sincere devotee and continue with his spiritual life. You see, those who are sincere will never give up Krishna. Whether he is guru or the shishya, doesn't matter. If he is sincere, he will stick to Krishna. Even if guru makes some mistake, he should feel that, well, if I give up Krishna, then what's the hope? Even though I made a mistake, let me carry on representing Krishna.
Trying to surrender to the will of Krishna, we may sometimes often in fact feel that we are not yet up to the mark. We have the desire to surrender to certain things, it's like sometimes it's quite difficult to do it in a consistent way. So in that state of struggle, it appears that so much time is passing that we are not really making much progress. So how do we accelerate, or how do we become what we want? We want to reach a level of surrender. So how do we quickly try to reach that?
Coming in, I lost the thread of your question.
Well, I mean to say that when we are trying to surrender to the result of Krishna,
Okay.
we find ourselves often that we are not yet up to the mark that is expected or that is to be performed. We are quite below the mark, but we want to reach that mark. So, but we find ourselves struggling for a lot of time, but still not making much progress. So the question is, how do we accelerate our level of surrender?
Okay. By becoming sincere. Like, say, you are in a school and you failed in some subjects. Then what do you do? Right? Do you give up and go away? Or stay on in the school and try to rectify your weakness with sincerity. Now if you say, well, I tried hard enough but I can't, then of course it's bad luck. But at least in Krishna consciousness, you see, in school, in a class, it may be difficult sometimes, because if the person he doesn't have any brains, right? And he tries and tries, then finally the school says, okay, you tried hard enough, you flunked three consecutive exams, now you better do something else. In school it may happen like that. But in Krishna consciousness, you see, it is not like that. In Krishna consciousness, we don't have to acquire something. The secret of Krishna consciousness is not acquiring something like with school. It's a matter of acquiring knowledge, right? But in Krishna consciousness, it is not a matter of acquiring something. It is actually recognizing something that we already have. In Krishna consciousness, it's a matter of becoming somebody that we already are. Now, is it difficult to become somebody that you already are? Who you are, if you have to become that, is it difficult? No. Therefore, Krishna consciousness is very simple. Only thing that is needed is sincerity. It's a matter of sincerely surrendering. It's a matter of surrendering sincerely. So, is it difficult to surrender? Like in a wrestling match, the ultimate condition is that the one who loses, he'll have to admit that he's surrendered. There's a kind of wrestling called American freestyle. And in that, the thing is, the condition is that the other party has to say that he's surrendered. Now, you see, to wrestle is difficult, but to surrender is not difficult. So in material nature, we have made up our mind that we are not going to surrender. And we are struggling and struggling and struggling. But ultimately what happened? At the time of death, surrender. Right? Whereas in Krishna consciousness, in the material life, it ends with surrender. But Krishna consciousness begins with surrender. Right? So see how easy it is. If at the very beginning we say surrender, when you came to the ring, wrestling ring, and just as you entered into the arena, and announce surrender, then you save yourself all the struggle to continuously fight against with the rest of your opponent. And so Krishna consciousness is like that. Krishna surrendered. No more struggle. Surrender means no more struggle. And that is why the beginning of Krishna Bhakti, the beginning result of Krishna Bhakti is moksha lagutakrit. I'm sorry, is klesha. Klesha. No more distress, no more suffering. Because the suffering is due to our struggle. But when you surrender, no more suffering. So is it difficult to become a pure devotee? But there we have to struggle with something. We have to struggle with a false ego. We have to struggle with allurements of Maya. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made the process very simple. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, you have your body and the body has certain nature. The body is gross and subtle body is special. The subtle body's nature is like that. No, sir, I don't want to surrender. Because it is dominated by false ego. And it's due to false ego, he doesn't want to surrender. He doesn't want to accept the supremacy of Krishna. But the thing is that, and the subtle body is functioning through the gross body. So that is how, it's due to the influence of the subtle body that the gross body is becoming the cause of our bondage. Now Krishna consciousness is a process where we offer our body to Krishna. We use the body as an instrument for Krishna. Okay, I can't surrender, I can't be humble, I can't get rid of all this. But at least what I can do is that I can use this body in the service of Krishna. So I have all these anomalies, I have all these impediments, I have all these negative forces working, which is not letting me become free from my subtle influences. Fine, doesn't matter. Just use the body in the service of Krishna. So we have this body, and the body has so many demands, so many bad habits. The body wants to eat. The biggest bad habit. The body wants to sleep. Another bad habit. The body has so many demands. But what to do? I'm a slave of this body. But what we can at least do is offer this body to Krishna. Krishna is not my body anymore. It's your body. Do whatever you want to do with it. I'm not responsible. Whatever you want, you do with this body. So that's the meaning of surrender. This mind is crazy. Mind is driving me crazy. Krishna is not my mind anymore. It's your mind. Do whatever you want to do with that. And that is the ultimate consideration of Sankirtan. Offering everything, engaging everything in Krishna's service. Therefore, let's offer our body in the service of Krishna. Let's offer our mind in the service of Krishna. Let's offer our intelligence in the service of Krishna. And in this way, let me become a servant of Krishna. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur